All right, everybody in? Ready to go today? I'm ready to go today. Are you?
Oh, I didn't even know we were recording.
Oh yeah, we're going.
Okay.
I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready.
I am. I'm looking for the comments. Why do you always give me your glasses?
I'm definitely ready for today because someone called me out being dorky, so I wanted to take my glasses off to start the video. I like my glasses though.
Okay.
No, they meant it in all fun and games. It was a fun comment. I like that. I like
far
that.
from dorky, actually.
Let's go.
Don't let him fool you.
Let's go. It's nice to have some Space Cadet ingrained in my DNA. I have some Space Cadet for sure. Love that. All right, here we go. Now glasses are on. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we're talking about. Hello, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be located. We are here for our 89th show. That would be 89.
Okay.
Bilingual coming on strong. Right?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Right? 89 shows?
Yes. Is
right?
it 89? Yeah.
Yeah, 89.
Yeah.
89. All right.
All right.
All right. So big things today. We have a lot planned for today, and I'm trying to get my brain wrapped around this because I really plan for this to be a really good day. Really plan for it to be a good day. Absolutely ecstatic. We've got a ton of viewer comments to read. So the goal for myself or ourselves is to push through my first few kind of mind tangents, if you will, and then we're going to get to the viewer comments. Cool?
Cool.
All right, here we go. So as always, thanks so much to all of you for watching, for sharing the videos, for commenting. Without you, we don't do this. And it's truly become a really important part of our day. And whether or not we are here recording a video, and we have inquired from different carriers to find out how we could do it live and still have a reliable signal that would carry the strength. And unfortunately, where we live, it's tough to come by.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to ever probably do that.
But it's a thought, and we have looked into it, but I just can't get a reliable answer on because of our location. But this has definitely become a part of our life. I know yesterday we took a one day off. And the whole day doing what we do for the benefit of the kids and the roof over our heads. We were talking about it the whole time, and I know Carla was actively involved in the comments. Again, if you're just tuning into this, I don't read a lot of it. I guess for me, it's one of those things that for me, I have a hard time logging into it, to say the least. Much less to keep up with it. I don't know. That's just how my mind works. No offense to that. I try to, and sometimes I stumble across them. And inadvertently, but I know she religiously, if that's even the proper word, I know she relentlessly stays on top of them, or at least tries to. So standing ovation for you to that, because commenting back and forth, and not what this is all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes I'll do it at 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning, depending what time I'm up. Usually it'll be early if I comment, or right after the show.
Alright, so because I know we have so many viewer comments, I'm going to jump into my first deep thought of the day. By the way, I wrote all this down sitting at the table. I have 9 pages, and there's not even tennis going on for the most part. Some smaller tournaments, Beijing, Shanghai's upcoming. So she's clueless, so I'm ready to just blow this up. You ready? Let's go! Grady!
We got some fake rain in the back.
That's not fake rain. We washed the blanket, and then it's drying, so don't pay no mind to the raindrops behind us and the blue skies, because it's a blanket dripping from the second floor.
Fake rain.
It's what we call retro dryer. Retro. You know what I mean? We got a retro dryer in this place. Let's go. No dryer? That's fine. Hanging on the porch. Come on. Man, I think they got a blanket on the porch. It's all good. It's all good. I'm saving energy over here.
Well, you can't really put blankets in dryers either. Unless they're commercial.
Saving energy for this show. Let's go. That'd be a nice song to add on to Wayne Chia's Bomb for his Daily Bumps.
He's in Spain right now, by the way.
I better get some pictures, Wayne Chia.
I think he's watching the Davis Cup, he said.
You better use that free Wi-Fi at the hotel in Madrid on this right here.
The water's flat today.
Let's go. Stay it, don't spray it. You didn't see that?
No.
I did. Maybe you did, but I saw it.
I don't know.
All right. Well, if you saw it, then great. If not, then I'm glad no one saw it. It's kind of like slipping and sliding and falling on the ground, and no one even notices it.
I'm lost.
You ever heard the old saying, say it, don't spray it?
Not too many times.
Well, I sprayed it. I was talking, and it went out.
I have no clue what you're talking about. Oh, did you spit?
Say it, don't spray it.
By the way, I didn't appreciate that video of you last night or yesterday afternoon saying, what did she think these exercises are going to help her beat me? That's not cool.
Man, I was just messing around. Okay, look. Okay, wait a minute.
First of all, I don't do those exercises for tennis. I do them just to be in shape. Try to be in shape.
If she only knew what was written in this paperwork, right now, what I was fixing to bring up, and she goes out there on this tangent about man, you better get ready to listen.
Okay.
Got some big time stuff right here. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So my thought was going to be all nice and, really lucky and all this stuff, but she ought to, what's up with the video? Why do I get that?
Because I watched it yesterday.
What?
And I didn't know the whole time you were like talking smack about me. I mean, I laughed at first. I laughed. I really did. I was laughing in the beginning.
I spent 30 minutes not long ago writing this whole part that I was fixing to get out and say, and hopefully, make her all good instead of some ridiculousness such as that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to venture in this, pretend I didn't hear that. All right? How do I even reset into a more sympathetic tone after that? See, this is hard to do. Okay, here we go. So, we had to hit an official bail button, bail button. On an individual that made a couple really quite insensitive comments yesterday. I only bring this up not to point fingers or anything like that, hence why I'm going to be very, I guess the word for it would be ambiguous or nonchalant, not pointing a finger somewhere, but there was a couple of comments that came across that were very derogatory to Carla. No problem. We've heard worse, right?
Yeah,
no big deal. I mean, whatever. We play tennis and say worse to ourselves. But there was a lot of let's just say anti-female sentiment in the comment. And all I want to say is this: is for us, I know, and for me personally, this is a very fun pastime for us. It's really a good time. I mean, it really means a lot to me.
I just wonder if this person would tell me that in my face. I'm just curious.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're
in the U.S.
No, we're not going to go.
We don't talk to women.
No. Stop. We're not going. This is a positive thing. What I want to say. We hate to block or mute anything or anyone, but it's imperative that we all respect one another, right? We all respect one another, and especially women. And I don't know how to say this. Maybe some people in different cultures or beliefs or whatever may differ from what I just want to mention. But if there's no women, then, and I'm not going off on some tangent of equality or nothing tennis related. I'm just saying we're doing a tennis show. Let me put. I didn't write this in, but I just thought about it. Wait a minute. If I start talking about this, it's going to be like it's some gender thing. It's not. For me, if I'm reading comments and someone's smashing their tennis racket, okay, I can deal with that. I can deal with racket smashing. But for me, when it becomes you're just a dumb bleep and this stuff, it's really unimportant. And maybe that wasn't the exact quote,
no,
but that was the insinuation, pretty much.
Sure, yeah.
It was the insinuation, but not implicitly said. My deep thought of the day is where would we truly be without women? Mm-hmm. Where would we really be? No matter what it is that we do in life, what we do without women. We have no children, right?
Right.
There'd be no children.
Yeah.
Right? There'd be no future tennis stars anywhere. There'd be no such thing as a future tennis star. Maybe if it was a robot, but there would be no future human stars without the benefit of having a female. Without women, I don't have my everythings in life, i.e. my 2 daughters, which we have 5 kids, but 2 of them are my daughters, my mother, love the mom, big time stuff, Carla, my wife, my sister, okay, big time sister, big time tennis player, and on to an an infinite, unending is without men there is no women. So that equation takes us back to the very beginnings of our breathable time. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right.
I mean, without one, there is no other, correct?
No, correct. Either one.
So, I mean, just imagine that, to say the least. But fast forward this deep thought to myself is that here we are, we're all tennis enthusiasts. We love this game. We love the sport. We bleed it. We want to fight through it. Believe me, I've been in the trenches on courts. I know she has too. But there's always a way to do it aggressively, competitively, in your face, all that hard-hitting stuff. Absolutely. When I play tennis with her, it's not fun. It's not business. But the business is still professional. I think we can take that into different walks of life. Are you going to go into a business meeting and sit down and share your business plan or your business proposal? Say, oh, well, screw off, you sucker. I don't want your $10 million. You just peon. Who needs you? Oh, well, let me tell you, you schmuck, about this piece. Oh, wait a minute. You're not male, so therefore your opinion is just whack.
Well, I just have something to say, Justin.
I don't get it. Look, let me finish the thought and you say what you wish. So all I'm saying is there's just really no need for it. It's like smashing one racket. Okay, we get that one. But 2 and 3 and 4 and then 5 and then injuring the ball boy because you smacked a ball off that broken racket and it smacked someone in the face. It's really just unnecessary. And that's not what I think that what it's all about. Anyway, sorry to go on this off-topic tangent, but nonetheless, I think Carla has done that twice. And again, I really want to keep everything positive, no matter what. And I just hate to read stuff like that because we have a great time. And unfortunately, Carla and I have agreed that it will not be something that we will continue to neglect. I guess you could say. I don't know how to say this right. Keep it clean, or we just won't keep it. You know what I mean? So be positive. I kind of got lost in my statement right there. You know what I mean? I don't know why I got lost in it.
What do you mean?
I guess I was trying to be too kind, and I kind of got trapped into my words there. About the negativity. Well, there's just really no need for it. Is all I want to say. It just isn't everybody fighting a hard enough battle. I mean, I was talking and then I got lost. I was just lost in my words totally.
I just have to say to the viewers that watch the show, we don't all have to be Djokovic fans. I'm sorry if some of you don't like the fact that I'm not his #1 fan. I can like the whole issue here. For some reason, is to be some Djokovic fans go way overboard. This person that kept going back and forth was about Djokovic. I can like Nadal, and if I want to switch from Nadal to the younger generation, I can do that. What's wrong with me wanting to see the new guys win matches? What's wrong with that?
Well, I don't. Well, yes and no.
That's the whole issue. That was the whole issue with that person.
Well. First of all, for being a fan, look, if I'm in a sports bar sitting down watching football, and one day I'm going in and I'm rooting for, let's say, the Steelers. The next day I root for the Patriots. Someone's going to call me out for that and beat me up about it. However, I mean, I get that part of it. We can't have a sports talk show and you being female and tend to have like. Okay, so this is kind of a deep topic I didn't even think about. So here she is. She's the non-proverbial female. She's not the typical one. She's sitting here strong. She's ready to take punches, and believe me, she'll punch back. So sometimes I think it's tough to justify the fact or try to understand that she's still female, and then when there's stuff that comes across like you're just the.
Well, he said I was boring because I changed my mind about Nadal to the newer generation. I'm sorry, if you're a true tennis fan or a true tennis player, you would understand that you can be a fan of anybody. You can like anybody, and you don't have to like that one player that you like.
Anyway,
that's your issue.
Anyway, there is some give and take there. Is all I'm saying. As a sports fan, you're here as female, and again, if we're in a sports bar watching soccer or football, and I mean stuff happens. Okay. With that said, though, we're basically just I guess you could say being even Steven per se. You never said dislike not, but at the same time, the amount of
I just said I wanted the newer generation to win next year. That's all I said.
Yeah, and it turned into a really hateful thing. And then plus,
wow.
you have to appreciate the fact that she battles every day with us, and she is female. But when it gets into the gut of, like, you're just a bleep, 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 I'm out. I mean, you still have to respect at the end of the day. You still have to respect at the end of the day. Still have to respect that she's female.
I'm sure even this
guy,
even this guy who admired Djokovic, I'm sure he doesn't talk to his lady like that. No. It looks like she wears the pants there. Just saying.
Fact of the matter is that in this day and age, in 2018, if you talk to a woman like that, I got no patience for you. I finally can't. I stumbled on my words for the past 5 minutes. We're going to move forward. If you disrespect a female like that, I'm out. Clear? Would you disagree with that?
No,
okay.
you can disagree with me. Perfect.
Next question, and we're going to end. Next thought, and I just wrote here. Just imagine where all of us would be if everyone that one meets, including ourselves, looking ourselves in the mirror, we're all just a bit more kind. If you're not kind, just try to be. If you are kind, be more kind. And just imagine where we would all be.
I mean, I'm not going to say which commentator it is, but I had a little chat with him. And I know I know he understands what it is to lose somebody and to not have that woman in his life. I'm not going to say his name.
All right, moving
forward.
I'm
sure he understands completely.
All right, here we go. Let's go. All right, positive energy moving forward. There are a ton of comments to read today, by the way. Get your computer ready. Well, you might want to wait just a couple minutes. But before we read them, a quick few topics we must really quickly discuss or at least conversate about before we jump into them. All right. Number one, Carla's punishment. What has ultimately won out is Carla wearing, whether it be, say, face paint for the face, a t-shirt with I love Djokovic or Djokovic on it during the next show, whether it goes 2 parts or 3 parts, she has to do that. So there was a couple of votes for dancing, singing, but most of them boiled down to doing face paint and so forth, recognizing Novak Djokovic as the ultimate, basically.
I'll wear, yeah, I could do the shirt, and I could write on a shirt, and I'll put face paint, whatever. I love Nole. I don't know.
So I wrote this. You hadn't paid attention to it, but I'm telling you what's going to occur,
okay.
And I still need your ideas on how to pull this off, because the next time we come on the air, or next time come on the air, I'm sounding like we're on the air. The next time we record a video,
wow,
and
sit
here, and,
wow,
ooh,
we're in the air. Wow,
let's go. I got rain. That's not even coming from rain.
Where's the director? Where's the cameraman? Where's the lines that I gotta read?
All right, check that out. You can't even read it at all. All right, here we go. Here's what we're gonna do. So she is going to have a culmination of face paint. I have some white t-shirts, plain white, and we're gonna write some things. But I need ideas on what to write and where. Go Novak. I love Djokovic. Down the bicep, sleeveless shirt. I can get the t-shirts, cut the sleeves out of it. She can write. Okay, I just need the placement ideas. So tomorrow we have to go back to daily work, and then on Sunday will probably be the day that this occurs, and I can get the face paint and the other materials needed for the next show then. So again, the face paint on the face, great. It won't harm the face. I think Kane was like, yeah, don't put anything on her face. She does have a beautiful face. I don't want to put something on the face, but nonetheless, a face paint I think is fine. Across the forehead, no leg, go Novak, hearts, whatever, down the biceps, t-shirt.
Careful with the chair.
I'm ready for all of it.
Okay. I'm down.
Okay? So, if there's any idea that I have missed.
No, I saw a couple dancing, and I mean, I heard Stimpy said dance, Nole song, but that was just one vote, and then mostly everybody said face paint and write on my biceps or something. Not a write on my biceps, it's writing or a shirt.
Okay. Yeah, and furthermore, if there's any special statements or slogans that will make this classic, and this needs to be classic.
I have a feeling someone's going to say Nole is the GOAT.
There was somebody, by the way, that made a statement on who would win the next 4 majors next year.
That's on the comments.
And we're going to get to that in the comments, but I think if that person nails that, and we're going to read that, I think if that person nails that, I think we should both do something for that guy. So, I mean, I forget who the user was. I glanced at it, and sorry, I don't remember. Again, Carla's been on that, but I read someone's forecast for the next 4 majors on the men's side, and I was like, what? Jumping out a year ahead of time? Huh? And another person that gets a big shout out is Stimpy Boy. Stimpy Boy called the rise of Osaka when I was talking about she needs to spend less time playing video games. Look, I got to give a big shout out to Stimpy Boy on that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got to.
Yeah, I never thought of her for the U.S. Open. She never even crossed my mind.
Quick Stimpy Boy quote. We look back in history. Well, this is the nuggets, and I kind of pushed them together. Stimpy Boy indicated that she would rise to be #1 in the world or win the U.S. Open long before she played Serena or was even deep into the tournament. Let's go, Stimpy Boy. Poll question around it, though. This is a shout out to Stimpy Boy's question. Is Stimpy Boy correct? Will Osaka become #1 in the world? If so, or if not, why? Okay? If so, or if not, why? Easy enough? For me, it's possible that she becomes #1 in the world. However, there's still so much to prove in the women's game. 1 major, okay, that's phenomenal. Believe me, right? Mm-hmm. 1 major is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than any of us have ever gotten, or what we dreamed
or we could ever dream of getting.
I mean, U.S. Open was my favorite tournament, so yeah.
All right, so let's look at someone's statement from a couple of days ago. Simon Simonovic, okay? He made a beautiful statement that in the men's game in the past 7 or 8 years, there's only been, only XYZ so many. Sorry, we got a boat.
Have you seen the way this guy parks, by the way?
He does good.
It's amazing what he does. But go ahead.
So, he called a spade, and basically said, look, in the past 7 or 8 years, there's only been a handful of men that have won the past, say, 32 majors or something like that. And the women's side, in the past 2 years, there's been 8 different champions. So for me, I'm going to give a huge shout out to both Stimpy Boy, who brought up the topic about Osaka climbing the ranks. So the poll question is he right? Does she become #1 in the world? Two is that Simon Simonovic came in and reminded us is that the women's game is inherently different. Just look at the previous Grand Slam history. So I think Simon Simonovic I would kind of jump towards his bandwagon there and say, look, she won 1, we understand that. So did Kerber, so did blah 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 blah.
Kerber more than one.
But is this something that we need to jump all in on and say,
no,
well, now she's going to win 23 majors?
I'm not jumping all in at all. I think we'll have. She might not even win another Grand Slam next year.
So, in ending in this topic, does Osaka become #1? #2, does Osaka win another major? #3, Serena has just set the bar so high, we're not going to get into any type of discussion about the ongoing referee stuff. I'm out on that. I'm too dumb to answer those type of questions. But it's hard for me to jump on any bandwagon when we know there's 23 majors in front of someone, or now 22. But if Caroline Wozniacki, if Helena Jankovic, well, Wozniacki won 1 major.
Yelena.
Wozniacki won 1 major. Wozniacki won 1 major and became #1. But
she was #1 before that.
Yeah, but yeah. Helena Jankovic became #1, never won 1.
Right, Yelena.
Safina became #1 without winning 1.
Correct.
So all I'm saying is Osaka's 1 major this huge paradigm shift, in that we need to justify $8.5 million from Adidas for 1 major?
No, she's 20 years old. She has a lot of potential to be a superstar. Will she stay in the top 10? Absolutely.
So, look, in ending, great news for Osaka. She lands an $8.5 million per year contract, record-breaking for female with Adidas. Great job. She won a beautiful tournament. At the end,
she's a beautiful girl. Actually,
beautiful girl.
The way she speaks is very elegant, very
beautiful
humble,
girl.
Quiet. So I kind of changed my mind on her about that.
So
Before I didn't like her, but after hearing a lot of interviews about, they're interviewing her, she has a great way of speaking. She's humble. I mean, she's down to earth, and I think she will be a future champion.
All right, so again, a huge shout out to Stimpy Boy for calling this a long time ago, and a huge shout out to Simon Simonovic for pointing out that, hey, in the women's game, just because you win 1, there's more than likely going to be someone that wins the next one next year, and then that 1 may just be the one and done.
Well, I have something to say. She, that big contract, she might inspire more girls to play tennis. Serena has done that so well. Besides people complaining about her, saying she's a bully, she's actually inspired a lot of girls to get back, to get on the tennis court, learn the tennis game. Maybe Osaka could do the same thing.
Quick article we read today, nothing new for me, that Rafael Nadal has been in a significant amount of pain and discomfort since 2005, and has lived the majority of that time with painkillers and aches and pains and so forth. Okay, so the only reason why I mention this is this is a testament to Nadal's fight. Look, again, I'm more of a Djokovic and Federer fan than I am Nadal, admittedly. I think everybody knows that. But for someone from the time of 2005, 13 years later, to be playing through that pain at this level is ridiculous. I know a lot of us that don't play the game, we tell ourselves, how much pain can someone really be in? I'm going to speak for myself on this one. For myself, I've blown out ankles many times on my left side sliding. I've blown out my shoulder, surgeries twice on my right shoulder. And then played, and then came back, and then got strong again, only ultimately to have the knee to go out again, or tear an intercostal muscle in my chest, or have a heel issue. There's no way I could have played through stuff like that, and for him to keep doing that, I think it deserves a little bit of a reminder to everyone. Even though I'm not the biggest Nadal fan, he plays a very jerky game.
Well, him and Djokovic have the same style, and I'm sure Djokovic goes through his pains too. You can't tell me he's not going through the same pain.
Yeah, look. To be honest, and this is a shout out to Djokovic and the Djokovic fans. Again, I'm one of them. But when Djokovic slides the way he slides on a hard court, it's scary for me to watch because, again, the shoes that we get that aren't custom made, at least from players. Let's say that are buying my shoes from outfitters or stores and so forth. The soles are their soles, and I think a lot of the tour players' soles are kind of are handmade or crafted for the surface, have spikes versus whatever. So I think that there's been multiple times in my life where I've tried to emulate this type of sliding, only to have my ankle blown out. I mean, there's been emergency room trips for me, ankle swollen, cast put on my legs because of sliding on a hard surface. But even with the best of the best shoes, the sliding of Djokovic is scary for me to watch. And then also for Nadal's jerky forehand, such as this, it's painful for me to even watch, much less to do it for so long. So I give big shout-outs to Djokovic and Nadal for grinding through these things.
And they told Nadal in 2005 that his career was over. So he's really pushed through a lot of pain. I mean, I can't imagine having to take painkillers to go through that, just to deal with the pain and play tennis. No thanks.
Yeah, and then on top of that, we have to understand from a medical standpoint, and this is something with surgeries that I've had that we have to understand, that it's anytime you take any type of narcotic type pain medication for XYZ amount of time, when eventually you have to come out of the sport, it becomes very difficult to stop what you've been doing for so long. So again, a big heartfelt shout out to any player out there that's playing through pain to pay the bills and to set records.
I've been lucky. I've never had to deal with that. Never. I've never had injuries.
And that's a shout out to not just Nadal, not just Djokovic, but especially any player that's out there grinding it out, trying to pay the bills, trying to get their records done. And believe me, some people want records and no money. I see that in Djokovic. He wants to be the best, and he's going to fight for it. And whatever, you got to give me the bottle during the match, whatever. I mean, he's a gladiator. He's fighting. He's grinding it. And he's been through it. Give him what he needs and handle it. But there is a downside to that after the career ends.
There is.
There's a heavy downside to that. And we wish everyone an injury-free season. But sometimes you just can't have an injury-free season, and you got to
Which is why Federer's game, I'm sorry to say, guys, I know most of you guys say that Djokovic is the best, but that's why his game is ideal to teach to any junior, because there's less wear and tear on the body.
Yeah, and furthermore, I mean, given again, it's so impressive that Nadal even has 17 majors. I thought his body would have broken down by now. In all honesty, I would have thought that some of Djokovic's long slides on hard courts would have ended his career with a significant knee or ankle injury, and they have not. Just for those reasons, though, that's why I don't see him catching the 20. No disrespect. Again, I'm a Djokovic fan, but I'm also a tennis coach, and I also grew up in the game just like herself and her father and my father. I'm just calling a spade a spade. It's tough to slide a million times on hard court and eventually not tweaking the knee or blowing out an ankle. It's dangerous, and it's amazing that it hasn't happened already, and it's amazing Nadal
That's
hasn't.
horrible, yeah.
It's amazing he hasn't had issues here, much less he's had the foot and the knee.
Yeah, he dealt with the foot, and then he changed his soles, and that gave him the knee and the back. So, yikes.
All right, so right now we're at about 27 minutes. We're not that close to the end. But I wrote in a game here. There's a game I want to play with Carla. She has no idea it's coming. Would you agree to play a nice... Well, it's not really... Well, it'll be professional. Do you agree to play a professional game?
Okay. Sure.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop part 1 here. We're going to go to part 2 immediately. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Carla 20 questions that she has to answer. As soon as I ask them, she has to answer them. It can be yes or no, or I might give her a choice, A or B. But she has to do it quickly. And I can promise you that we'll probably find out a lot more about Carla, but if she doesn't answer them quickly, she gets the more negative answer as a given.
Okay.
Okay? So you have to answer them quickly, and it can work either way.
Okay.
Okay?
So with the what? How do I answer them?
So let me just give you an example. Here's an example of how this game's going to work. You got to answer it quick. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Are you female?
Yes.
Do you like animals?
Yes.
That's how it's going to go.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That quick. But if she stumbles and doesn't answer the questions quickly, then she ultimately fails the test.
Okay. Right? I'll do my best.
So we're going to call this 22 questions. The first time we've ever done 22 questions. We're going to hit stop here. We're going to part 2. We still have a ton of viewer comments to do. We may end up going part 3 today, but nonetheless, we're fixing to play.
We're not. We're going to go to
22 questions.
We're going to go to 2.
All right. Here we go. Let's go.